Picture a man walking toward a locked side door of an office building. He wears a reflective safety vest. He carries a clipboard. He doesn't slow down, doesn't look nervous, and nobody stops him. Somebody even holds the door. You have watched this happen. You may have been the one holding the door. Here is what I want to show you. That vest opened the door, but the vest is not the reason. The reason is a shortcut running quietly inside your head. We will follow one strange experiment from 1974, and then we will find the exact moment your obedience gets borrowed. Think of the vest as a skeleton key, not a physical one, a social one. It doesn't pick the lock, it picks you. People who study social engineering talk about this openly. A reflective vest and a clipboard, they say, will get you into almost anywhere. You project the air of official business, and doors that should stay shut simply open. No badge check, no phone call to verify, just a nod and a held door. This isn't a party trick. In Brookeville, Maryland, men wearing safety vests and carrying a clipboard used exactly that disguise to walk up to a home and rob it. The costume did the heavy lifting. Nobody questioned two workers who so obviously belonged. And that is the pattern security professionals see again and again. Uniforms, clipboards, hard hats, lanyards. Cheap props that bypass locks, cameras, and trained staff. Because they bypass something older than any of those systems. They bypass your judgment. So here's the puzzle. The vest carries no legal power. The clipboard is empty. The man is a total stranger, yet a symbol of authority multiplies how much we obey him. Something in us treats the costume as if it were the credential. To see how deep this runs, go back to 1974 to a psychologist named Leonard Bickman. He ran a field experiment with a title that says it all: The Social Power of a Uniform. His idea was simple: send a man onto a city street to give orders to complete strangers. Point at a paper bag on the ground and say, pick that up. Point at a coin by a parking meter and say, give this stranger a dime. Nod at a bus stop and say, move away from there. Sometimes the man wore ordinary civilian clothes. Sometimes he dressed as a milkman. And sometimes he wore a guard's uniform. Same person, same words, same tone. The only thing that changed was the costume. The uniform won, and it wasn't close. When the man wore a guard's uniform, far more people obeyed, even on the odd request to hand over a coin for a stranger's meter. Dressed as himself, he was just a guy giving weird orders. Dressed as a guard, he was authority, and strangers did what authority said. But here is where it gets strange. The people obeying weren't fools. They were reading a signal, fast, the way we all do 100 times a day. This is authority bias, the pull to treat a perceived authority as more accurate, more worth obeying. And it rides on the halo effect, where one strong impression, that vest, that uniform, bleeds into everything else. He looks official, so we assume he is competent, permitted, and safe. One symbol, and the whole judgment is filled in for us. And this is where honesty matters, because the story is bigger than one clipboard. Stanley Milgram had already shown how far this goes. Ordinary people, told by an authority figure to deliver what they believed were painful electric shocks to a stranger, kept going. But Milgram also found the flip side. When he weakened the authority, changed the setting, lowered the figure's standing, obedience dropped. The power was never fixed. It lived in the perception, and perception can be turned down. Later, work pointed the same way. Bushman, in 1988, put a woman in a uniform and had her give orders on the street. Uniformed, she got more compliance than in ordinary clothes. The costume worked across who was wearing it. But here's what almost everyone gets wrong. These are old field studies, small, run in specific places and times. The effect is real, and it repeats. It is not mind control. Plenty of people said no. A uniform tilts the odds, it does not flip a switch, and the same signal can backfire. the moment a costume feels slightly off, the wrong vest, a badge that doesn't scan, a question the man can't answer, the halo cracks, and the very symbol that opened the door now marks him as an imposter. The shortcut that grants trust can withdraw it just as fast. So, how do you catch the moment your compliance is being borrowed? Start with a simple separation. Notice the costume, then ask about the credential. The vest is a claim, not a proof. Real authority survives one polite question. Who sent you, and can I verify that? An imposter's halo does not. Second, watch your own body. That smooth, automatic yes. The reflex to hold the door, to step aside, to hand over the information, that is the shortcut firing. The feeling of not wanting to seem rude is often the exact hook being pulled. Slowing down for 3 seconds is not rudeness. It is the whole defense. Third, remember that the more official the prop, the more it deserves a check, not less. Uniforms, lanyards, clipboards, high visibility vests. These are the cheapest things in the world to buy, and the most expensive things to fake convincingly when someone actually asks. Legitimacy answers questions. Costumes hope you never ask. So go back to that side door. The man in the safety vest, the clipboard, the confident walk, the stranger who somehow belongs. He never had the power. The vest never had the power. All of it borrowed a shortcut that lives in you. A reflex old enough and useful enough that we rarely notice it running. A uniform is just a symbol, and a symbol only works when we agree to fill in the rest. The next time a costume opens a door, you will feel the small pull to obey before you decide to. That pull is the bug, and now you can see it happen 1 second before the door swings open. A uniform borrows your trust in a heartbeat. Real authority earns it, and it never minds being asked.